One of my favorite guides to make for any game that I play is this one right here. What is the best class to play for new players? Now, I'm somewhat blessed in the sense that my wife is not a huge gamer, and I've gotten her to try MMOs from time to time, including World of Warcraft. And so I get to view this through the lens of having a spouse who's not a gamer, who's not an MMORPG player, who doesn't have muscle memory for games, and who often struggles to pick things up because she's like, wait, what am I supposed to be doing here? Because she's not really a gamer. And so I always try to look at this through the lens of what my wife has found to be the easiest things to play. And that definitely colors my experience a little bit because I don't look at this from the eyes of a gamer. I look at this from the eyes of someone who's not a gamer, who's never played before, and they're just trying something for the new time. So we're going to get into this today. And there are a few options to choose from, but I do think that there is one that is the best for new players, and we're going to talk about that today in the course of our greater conversation. Now, if you're new here and you haven't watched any of my guides before, that's okay. Everybody starts somewhere. You can check out all the other guides that I've done in the playlists that are here on YouTube. I do a lot of different games. We do a lot of different guides. If you like what you see, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. We stream daily here and on Twitch, multi-streaming, and we do lots of different things with movie reviews, TV shows, and beyond. I'm also a writer, been doing that for a long time. My latest book can be found down below if you like Forgotten Realms and Dragonlance, that kind of stuff. You'll probably like it. And if you want to come join us in World of Warcraft, we're on the Moonguard server. We raid on Saturday nights. Normal mode only, nothing sweaty. It's just story for us. So, there's all these classes to choose from. What should you choose as a new player? Well, out of the gate, my typical response to everyone, if you're coming into a game for the very first time, is going to be pick the warrior. The warrior is statistically and just across the board, if you want to look at the demographics of my channel and how these guides have gone over the years, the fighter is the one that is just the easiest to play across pretty much every game that you come up against. You're really essentially doing one of two things. You're either being the tank, and you've got a sword and a shield, and you're getting all the aggro, and you're taunting all the enemies, and they're attacking you so that your group mates are safe, or you are choosing to be some sort of a DPS character, whether it's dual wielding, like you see here, or using a two-handed weapon. Now, with World of Warcraft, you get specializations, much like you do in many other games, where you can, every class that you play gets 3 different specializations they can choose from. You can switch between them on the fly so that you can actually set up your character to have multiple specializations. You can switch them up in dungeons, it doesn't matter. So you can be tanking 1 minute, DPSing the next minute with a simple click of a button to switch your entire specialization and all of your abilities. The reason I think the warrior is one of the easiest out of the gate for new players is that it is the simplest. Get my chair out of the way here. Because there's no thought involved. It's literally run up into the group of mobs, get all the aggro, and keep the aggro if you're playing the protection version. If you're playing the DPS version, you're running up into the middle of the enemies, and you're just slicing and dicing, and you're killing everything. There is no thought involved in playing the warrior. There are situational stuff, situational things to be aware of if you're going to be getting into the meta of the character, playing through like mythical dungeons and mythical raiding, but that's like the top 1% of players. You don't have to worry about that if you're new to the game. You're new to the game, you're trying to figure things out, you're trying to figure out the flow, get your rotations down. Is this a class I'm going to like or not? Try the warrior. It's really simple. There's all these different races you can choose from for roleplay flavor, whether you go with the night elf, you want to go with the dwarf, you go with the human, Lightforged or Draenei, Worgen, go over here and you like the blood elf or goblin. There's lots of different ways that you can play the warrior. Now this is probably the easiest to play. Now the second for me that I would argue is right up with there in terms of easy for new players and something that's really fun to play is the hunter. So this is your traditional ranged character. You can be, you can use whatever you want, but bows and guns, bows and rifles are the staples here in this game. Different races have different preferences. Like for example, if you're looking at the goblin, they've got rifles. Dwarves use rifles, but then you go to like the night elf, they use bows. Now you can switch if you want to when you're playing, but that's the out of the gate default. The hunter is a lot of fun because it's all about your pets, and There are hundreds of pets to be found in the game and tamed, and that's one of the unique things with World of Warcraft, is that you're not just stuck with one or one of 6 or something like that type of animals. There are hundreds of types of animals that you can go out and find and tame to become your companions. And if you're in the Beastmaster specialization, you can actually have 2 companions at any given time, and not just one. I use Beastmaster. My main is a ranger. My main is the hunter, I should say. And I have Beastmaster spec. I have a wolf, a gray-brown wolf, and a white falcon. I love it. It's a great combo. But there's also a melee build with this character where you can kind of be up close and personal while also using a pet. I do choose to be ranged. So you can play this character in a lot of different ways, but I think one of the reasons I think this is another great option for new players is because you get a companion, an animal companion who taunts and takes damage for you. You can heal that companion, and generally speaking, the pets can handle pretty much everything that comes your way in the normal game, and depending on how you specialize, if you really want to go deep into the meta of the hunter, you can go the Beastmaster spec and really get your animal companions up strong enough that they can actually tank dungeons, although they're not smart like players. So when it comes to the AI required, the mechanics for certain boss fights, that could be a little bit of a problem, but otherwise it's really good. Those are my 2 top picks, and if I had to pick between the 2 of these, I would say the warrior is the easiest to play, and the ranger is a little bit more, I would say it's slightly more complex, because you do have to worry about, you're not as strong as a warrior, so you have to worry about overpulls. You can't just pull tons of mobs, but you can survive pretty much everything if you're meticulous about it and you take your time. And the pet will pretty much save you from anything as long as you've got it turned on and taunting. So really easy to play, and I personally love this. Now the third and final in my list of things that you might want to consider if you're a new player is going to be the druid. And the reason for this is because the druid can do lots of different things. So if you're not sure what you want to do and you want to try something that allows you to dabble in a lot of different things, I would recommend going with a druid, because they out of the gate can shapeshift, and so you can become a bear and you can become a tank. You can become a cat and become a DPS character. You can become this moonkin creature, which is gives you casting bonuses. Then there's the travel forms, which allow you to seamlessly go from air to ground to water without needing any sort of other mount. Quick commercial break, everyone, to celebrate and give thanks to all of these amazing people who keep me on the air full time. Really appreciate the support. All you got to do is join as a member. You get access to private videos. You can also do super thanks on any upload, or super chats and stickers on any live stream or premiere you see. And beyond that, don't forget we're multi-streaming over on Twitch now, so you can support over there as well. Thanks so much to everybody. Let's get back to the video at hand. And the specializations are in such a way that you can be pretty versatile. And if you want to get the most out of the animal companions, you can go like the feral stance and just try out all the different animal types, which gets you a little bit of, it's like, this is how it feels to play a ranged caster. This is what it feels like to play a melee DPS. This is what it feels like to play a melee tank. You can do all of those things with one class without needing to create any other class. However, this is also one of the more complex classes to play in the long conversation about World of Warcraft. It's not the most difficult to play, but it's also, for new players, this can be something that would be considered sort of slightly more challenging. I would not recommend this if you've never played an MMO or an RPG ever before, but if you've played other MMOs and other games, this is probably a good stepping stone to figure out what you want to do in World of Warcraft, because there is so much versatility here that you can try different things with a single class and then go, oh, I kind of like casting spells. Maybe I should go create a mage and just blow things up. Or I really like being in bear form and like feeling big and strong and tough. Maybe I should try a warrior protection stance, or maybe I should try a paladin who's a tank stance. There's different ways to play these characters. This is definitely, out of the 3 options presented, this is the more complex. So if I had to list them in order of simplicity, I would say the warrior is the easiest and no brains required. The hunter is my favorite, and it's the funnest, and the druid is there to add a little bit of complexity to the things if you want a lot of variety, you just want to try out a lot of different things. But those are my top picks for the best class that you should play as a new player in 2024 in World of Warcraft. I'll let you pick from the three to choose which one. My personal favorite, of course, is the hunter, just because I have an affinity for rangers over the years, and I like having different pets and different animals at my disposal. But I actually have all three of these, so it's kind of like they're all up there in the same slot for me in terms of just pure fun. But I don't know, it's great. It's easy to play. It's just pew pew. Get up, get a pet. Anyway, love to hear your thoughts. Drop them down in the comments below. If you like this video, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Daily streams here and on Twitch. Come join us on Moonguard if you would like. We raid on Saturday nights at 8 p.m. Central. Nothing sweaty. Story mode only normal modes. We're not doing anything hard. No heroics, no mythicals. Get my latest book. Copies to the links are down below. And of course, you can always join us in all the other things that we do because I play a lot of different games. So check out all the other playlists. See you in Discord. Until next time, everybody. Stay safe. Happy gaming.